The longest fights in all shonen anime. Do you like watching fights? And what about long fights? Do you enjoy those too? Personally, I do, but there are some battles in the world of anime that go so far, they almost feel endless, especially when we talk about shonen. Things get huge, stretched, and sometimes it feels like they'll never end. If you want to know which shonen fight lasted the longest, you've got to stick around until the end because I'm going to show you in this video. Guys, shonen anime are always packed with battles. That's part of their charm. But some fights went way beyond expectations, not only because of how many episodes they took, but also because of how much build-up led to the final showdown. So of course, every fight is hugely important, not just for the characters, but for the story as a whole. Some of these are truly legendary battles that changed the course of their respective series. And believe me, some of these fights lasted longer than entire anime shows out there. I'm not kidding. Let's take a look at the longest fights of all time, so don't go anywhere. Naruto versus Pain. Naruto's battle against Pain was the longest fight in the entire series. Guys, this one lasted 7 episodes. And it only took that long because of all the twists, turns, and shocking revelations along the way. At one point, it even looked like Naruto had lost. But somehow he turned things around and defeated Pain in all 6 paths. It was an incredible fight that truly deserved its 7 episodes. Honestly, it could have lasted 3 more, and no one would have complained. 10 full episodes would have made it even more legendary than it already is. Ichigo versus Ulquiorra. Bleach. The first battle between Ichigo and Ulquiorra wasn't that long, but their second one. Oh boy, that one was intense. Their rematch was pure madness. Seriously, both of them kept pulling out new transformations one after another, making the fight even longer and more dramatic. Ichigo only managed to win once he reached his new hollow form. That's when Ulquiorra realized that this transformation was too much for him and told Ichigo to finish it. But by the time he came to that realization, 8 episodes had already gone by. What a stubborn guy. He just wouldn't go down easily, huh? Yusuke vs Sensui. Yu Yu Hakusho. This fight lasted so long that Yusuke literally died and came back to life just to finish it. Yusuke and his friends went to Sensui's hideout to rescue Kuwabara, but that's when things got serious. Sensui transported everyone to another dimension and forced Yusuke into a brutal one-on-one battle. At first, things weren't going well for Yusuke. In fact, he was killed during the fight, but the tables turned when he was revived in his Mazoku form. Once that transformation happened, Sensui didn't stand a chance. In the end, Sensui was finally defeated after 9 episodes. But trust me, 9 episodes is nothing compared to the next ones on this list. Luffy vs Doflamingo. One Piece. An anime as long as One Piece had to have some lengthy battles too. And believe it or not, this one wasn't even the longest. Guys, the fight between Luffy and Doflamingo actually started as a tag team match. Luffy and Law versus Doflamingo and Treble. But after a few episodes, it all came down to Luffy and Doflamingo one-on-one. The fight reached its peak when Luffy activated Gear 4th. But as every One Piece fan knows, once he uses that power, Luffy needs a full 10 minutes to recover. And in anime time, those 10 minutes feel like an hour. That's why this battle lasted 10 episodes. I'm pretty sure it would have ended in 8 if anime time worked like real life. Those 10 minutes easily added 2 more episodes to the count. Gohan vs Cell. Dragon Ball Z. The fight between Gohan and Cell lasted so long that Cell actually had time to convince Gohan to start fighting seriously. Every Dragon Ball fan loves this battle, but I bet most of them don't realize how long it actually took. Hardcore fans, do you know how many episodes it lasted? 11. That's right, 11 full episodes. And some of them weren't even that action-packed. They were filled with endless dialogue. But in the end, it was totally worth it for the iconic moments that defined the Cell saga. Goku's sacrifice, Android 16's incredible speech, Gohan's first Super Saiyan 2 transformation, and of course that legendary one-handed Kamehameha. Those 11 episodes fly by, even with a few slow ones in between. Goku vs Frieza, Dragon Ball Z. You knew this one had to be on the list. What's surprising is that there's still one fight that lasted even longer. Guys, the final battle between Frieza and Goku spanned around 19 episodes. But to be fair, there's a reason for that. Goku spent a good chunk of it charging up the Genki Dama to finally end Frieza once and for all. But of course, Frieza survived. Not only did he survive, he killed Krillin. And that's when the legendary transformation happened, Goku becoming a Super Saiyan for the first time. For a fight that literally changed the course of anime history, 19 episodes feels justified. Honestly, Akira Toriyama could have easily stretched it by another 4, but he probably just got tired of drawing it. Luffy vs Katakuri, One Piece. Guys, this fight was so long that some anime series don't even have as many episodes as this battle alone. Luffy vs Katakuri lasted a mind-blowing 21 episodes. I'll say it again for emphasis, 21 episodes. That's insane. This was one of those fights where both fighters kept revealing new powers little by little, which made the battle drag on even more. And of course, Luffy used Gear 4th again, which meant another 10-minute recovery break. That alone stretched things out. Not to mention, he had to deal with other enemies in between all that chaos. Still, this fight was absolutely worth every second of those 21 episodes.